Chris coming at you with another video. This is video number 4 of a 5-part video series on youthful mindset. And today's video I'm going to talk about food and eating and how I focus on that as part of my youthful mindset. So when it comes to mindset, we've been talking about this in the first 3 videos, and a lot of my other videos I just talk about the fact that everything is energy. So if everything is energy, it includes the food that we consume. And so when we're eating food, since it's energy, it affects our energy as well, because we are also energy. And the energy is based on the vibrational frequency, or should I say the vibrational frequency determines, whether something's considered to be healthy or good energy, or if it's considered to be unhealthy or will be considered not such a healthy energy or negative energy, based on the vibrational frequency that substance or even thought produces. So when it comes to food and eating, a lot of the food, or most of our food that comes from nature, has a much higher vibrational frequency, and thus much more beneficial effect on our body than processed foods, which are laden with chemicals and denatured, and have a bunch of different additives added to them, like artificial colors, artificial flavors, texturizers, which are just things that help maybe like a frozen food maintain its sustenance or texture when it's thawed out. And then things that change the color of food, flavor enhancers. In fact, most artificial food has a number of flavor enhancing chemicals added to it to make it taste better. And then of course you have artificial flavors like candies and things like that that mimic, like a watermelon piece of candy or apple piece of candy that's basically made in a laboratory, so the chemicals are designed to like reproduce or mimic the flavor of the actual fruit or food. Anyway, so the food that you consume does definitely have an effect on your energetic field. And as this whole series is about, it's about the mindset. But mindset is really based on what we believe and what we think and what we're exposed to, and then the energy of ourselves and those things that we encounter, whether it's food or thoughts or people, or when it comes to thinking. As the first couple of videos we talked about time, and we talked about age, and we even talked about some of the things that we are exposed to on a daily basis, and all of these things have energetic properties. So when it comes to your food, you want to pay attention to what you're consuming. I would say for me, I try to make sure that most of my food, or at least a couple of my meals per day, are whole foods in their natural, unadulterated form, which means fruits and vegetables. So I do like to eat at least one salad a day, one big salad per day, which I try to incorporate 7 or 8 or more different natural foods, such as baby greens and spinach, avocado, tomato, some type of fruit like maybe mandarin oranges, blueberries, strawberries, cut up apples or pears, cucumber, carrot, and basically whatever you like. But you want to make sure that you get enough of those whole, natural, high energy, positive energy type foods that interact with your energy. And it's funny because when you think about like healing, and there's different herbs that are used for healing, and how you wonder how just an herb can like heal a health issue. Well, the health issue usually is something that's considered a dis-ease. So your body is not at peace, the energy is disturbed, and it's usually at a lower vibration. And so when you introduce higher vibrational substances to your lower vibration, they can have an effect on your energy, as does everything, which is why you want to pay attention to what you expose yourself to, especially food, because we actually ingest that. And so, again, the goal is to try to make sure that you get, enough natural foods each day to help, keep your vibration up. And then, of course, what you're thinking and what you're exposing yourself to as well. But food plays a major role in that. And so when we're eating things like, processed food and fast food, it's pretty low vibrational food. And you may have heard the term of like, you have live foods and you have like dead foods. And people like Dick Gregory, and there's a few other people that talked about, initially talked about eating foods that have live energy, because you're a living being. So you want to eat foods that are live, because that energy is going to help, help your energy stay at a higher level, as opposed to food that is dead. And when you ingest that type of energy, then it brings your vibration down. And when people are sick, it's just a lower vibration. They've actually looked at cancer patients and found that, so the human body has a certain vibrational frequency in general. It's about 60 hertz, 60 or 65 hertz, a healthy body. And when somebody has cancer, that hertz level drops to around 40 hertz. And so that's just an example of the vibration that is exhibited when we are healthy versus when we're unhealthy. And so when we consume things that have a lower vibration, they're definitely going to affect our vibration. So basically, the goal is to make sure that you consume high vibrational foods, which would be, plant-based foods, your fruits, your vegetables, even some nuts and seeds, and whole grains and things like that. Now, when you cook food, it does change the nature of the food some, but a cooked vegetable is still going to be healthier than a artificial pizza roll that's made out of, a bunch of chemicals that aren't even natural. Now, I know that in nature, a lot of things still have chemical properties. Everything is chemical in nature. Even our bodies operate on the chemical principles, in addition to the energetic principle. But I mean, when our bodies are making, hormones and enzymes and things like that, there's chemical reactions that occur in our body that produce these substances in the body. So everything is chemical in nature, or I would say everything is chemical in nature, meaning, its basic properties are chemical properties. But are those properties from nature, or are they made in a laboratory, which means that they're not, a natural substance. So even with illness, a lot of times when people are ill, 90% of the time it's going to be based on their diet, which means when you change your diet, or what you're eating, or what you're ingesting, the energy that you're ingesting, exposing your body to, then you can also reverse the health issue that you are suffering from. And food is very addictive, so it can be challenging for people to change their diet to a diet that would allow them to recover from certain health issues. So then that becomes a question of what's more important to you. And I mean, you really have to be focused about that, because food, like I said, is addictive. So sometimes your health is important, but it's still challenging to change your diet. But you have to take a stand on, whether you're really going to reverse the health issue, or you're just going to continue to eat, to satisfy, the taste buds and the awesomeness. So there's other things obviously that occur when you eat food. There's the psychological and the chemical. We just talked about chemical, but the chemical reaction that happen within the brain. So certain foods, satisfy cravings, and then there's the dopamine or other chemicals that are released in the brain, like serotonin, dopamine. Those healthy adrenaline wouldn't be one of the chemicals that's released, but endorphins, chemicals that are released that make you feel good. And when you do certain things like eating certain types of food or do certain activities, your brain releases certain chemicals that make you feel good. And food does that. So when somebody's kind of, I won't say addicted to unhealthy types of food, because they're getting that chemical reward, it makes it a lot harder to stop eating unhealthy. So like I said, you have to decide that it's something that you really want to do as far as your health is concerned. And then, when you're healthy, you can have foods that you enjoy. The key is to do that in moderation, so that they're not really deteriorating your health. So when it comes to a healthy mind, healthy mindset, and then having a young body, healthy body, powerful body, then you have to pay attention to what you put into the body. And so these 5 tips that we're talking about encompass not just food, but they also encompass, thoughts, exposure to outside influences, and anything that you are receiving from outside of yourself. because you also have the part where you can actually have your own thoughts and your own ideas and your own beliefs, and that's really what you want to, that's really how you want to feed your mind to develop into the type of, being that you want to be, is by you deciding what you expose yourself to. So food plays a major role in that. As I said, all food has a vibration, and that vibration is going to affect your vibration. So, and then again, I just mentioned how health is also based on vibration. So when you're not feeling well, your vibration is lower. And real quickly, I just want to say that there are a number of different ways that have been, shown to increase vibration within the body. Things like light therapy, because lights have vibrations as well, and different light colors have different vibrational frequencies. Aromatherapy also has vibrational frequencies. Every natural oil from plants has its own vibrational frequency. Then you have herbs, which I just mentioned, where you actually ingest the herb, has a vibrational frequency. So you have light frequency, you have sound frequency, you have herbs. And then, there's things like massage and then meditation, which all can have an effect on your vibration. So just understanding your energetic vibration and knowing when it doesn't feel like you're at your highest level, when you feel down, that's what actually down means. It's the vibration is lower. Or when you're around people that maybe have like a bad vibe, that's a vibrational frequency that's pretty low. But, then they say like these people are downers, whatever the case may be. Just paying attention, all of those types of terminology are referring to the energy of the person. So I think it's up to each one of us to kind of pay attention to our own energetic frequency, pay attention to how we feel, pay attention to what we consume, and then pay attention to how you feel when you consume certain foods. I'll close by saying that, there's some certain meals that you might eat that make you feel a little sluggish and tired when you finish. And there's other things that you might eat that you might feel energized and up after you finish eating that type of food. And then there's probably a middle category where the food is just satisfying and you feel calm and peaceful. Well, I would say that that's when you are not like at the mercy of the food. You eat the food because you enjoy it, you make that choice to eat it, but it's not like controlling your energetic mood or frequency. So pay attention to what you consume. Make sure that you get enough high vibration, high energy, high frequency foods to help you, keep your vibration up, in addition to the other things that you need to do mentally and also what you expose yourself to. So I hope you found that information helpful. And I'll be coming to you one more time with the fifth part of this series. On this last video will be on exercise and energetic properties of exercise for developing a youthful mindset, and how I actually use exercise to affect my mindset. So until then, share the knowledge and stay well.